to get you through the day. Good friends.
Hello and good morning, everyone. Well, here we are, a day away from Christmas Eve, and many of you may be looking for a magical place to eat with the $1 million view. Where is such a place? Well, I have it for you. Chef Nathan Gresham is here from the Grand View Restaurant at Garden of the Gods Resort in the Springs, which is such a beautiful place, by the way, and the views are breathtaking. Chef, it's good to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
You
Glad to be
guys
here.
have probably been super busy with the holidays,
We have
right?
been and getting geared up, and we love the holiday season.
It's such a magical time, but so is the Grand View Restaurant.
Yes.
The best meal with a view. Chef, tell us all about Grand View Restaurant and what makes it so special.
So Grand View Restaurant is a very special place. We have the $1 million view, which I love the way you put that.
Yeah.
We're right in front of Garden of the Gods Park and Pikes Peak. So we have double the action going on. You know, you get to see all kinds of weather, beautiful animals, deer every single day, drinking out of our pond up front, rabbits, turkeys, and it's just a wonderful place and wonderful food and drinks.
It really is beautiful. Now, I lived in the Springs for 2 years before I came to Denver,
Right.
and if I wanted to impress anybody about Colorado, I would take them to Garden of the Gods
Yeah.
Resort, and the minute they walked out, they were like, okay, this is heaven.
Yes,
it really is
It's
beautiful.
the best place for a staycation. We love having, fellow cities coming down and, checking us out and seeing what we have to offer. So
That's right, especially this time of year. Okay, I know your brunch is pretty popular.
Yes.
Dinner's pretty popular.
Yes.
But tell us about the options available to come eat at Grand View.
So, great question. And we are open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner at
Okay.
the Grand View Restaurant. Honestly, my favorite time to go there is breakfast, because you get the sunrise hitting the Garden of the Gods, and it is special, and it is just shining off the red rocks, and you can't beat it. Really
That's got to be on the bucket list. Okay,
Yeah.
what have you brought today, Chef? You've got a lot of
I got a lot of ingredients here
Okay.
going on. My background, my roots are South Louisiana, Baton Rouge, New Orleans. I had multiple restaurants in Louisiana at one point. Worked right on Bourbon Street for a while.
Did you?
So it's
Okay.
kind of my roots as well too, and I kind of wanted to bring a little bit of that as well to Colorado, which we have at the Grand View also.
Okay.
So one of my favorite things to make that is kind of a Cajun item that is kind of a daunting, kind of hear about it, kind of intimidating in a sense, but it's really not.
Okay.
So this is a play on Cajun boudin.
Oh.
Boudin is a braised pork and rice sausage that we love to eat with everything. And one of my favorite things to eat it with is brunch.
Okay.
I don't know, with a fried egg or something like that.
yes.
A little hollandaise sauce with it goes great. So I did bring some ingredients here. Now, I didn't make it out of pork because it's the holidays. I want to put a little twist on it for everybody.
All right.
So we
Okay.
made it with our leftover roasted turkey.
No. Okay.
Yeah, so-
in case we still some that leftover turkey.
Somehow, some magical way you have it left over, use it for this dish. Try it out. It's
Okay.
easy at home. So what I have here, I just take the turkey and I pull it and kind of chop it.
Chop it
In a
up,
sense, Chop
okay.
it up. I have some leftover rice.
I
It can
see
be
the
wild
rice.
rice. It can be a white rice. It can be a rice pudding in a sense if you want to. It doesn't really matter. There's no
Okay.
rules behind this, right?
Okay.
So then it's a mixture of the turkey, the rice, some Cajun seasoning. That is key. Got to have the Cajun seasoning
That's
in there.
going to be a big one.
This is
okay?
what we call a trinity in
Okay.
Louisiana, which is kind of it's a celery and onion and bell pepper mixture, and that goes with everything. That's sauteed with a little bit of that Cajun seasoning. I do a little cheese in mine,
for
kind
sure.
of binder, a little bit panko to bring it together.
Green onion.
onions. I got a little that's for the other dish. We'll talk about that in a second.
Okay.
Panko kind of binds it, and some egg. Okay. So we're gonna
Okay,
mix that
so
up.
we need to assemble
we're gonna
this.
assemble
You know
this,
how
make it up.
TV is, Chef.
Yeah.
I hate to rush
So
you.
we're gonna just kind
But-
of get this all mixed together. There's
Let's
no
do that.
magical
Oh my God.
way to put it,
Yes,
right?
no.
Get it all in there. Now,
hey, it's TV.
the
so
Cajun seasoning, which if you don't have to go make this, go to the store, buy some Paul Prudhomme seasoning. It's the best in the country.
Now, how much? Because you don't want it to be too
Depends
too
on
crazy
you.
Spicy. It depends on the person.
So
Okay.
in the Cajun seasoning is not always spicy. It's flavorful. That's what we like to
okay.
say about it. We don't like to always just, it's not.
So
it's
you
not
pretty much
high-end.
mix everything in there.
That's all it is. You're making what we call these. There's a
Okay.
word for it. We call it boudin balls.
Okay.
So the boudin is just the boudin is just the seasoned pork that you braise,
Okay.
and you add the rice to it, and that's our sausage. We case that up and eat it like you would smoked sausage. You
my
smoke
gosh.
that, you grill it, whatever you like to. But so then we take that sausage and we put all these ingredients in there. Just like that. And the
You
egg
really
too.
do, yeah.
You put it all in there, and you just kind of mix it all up.
So then you mix it all up, and
Yes.
then what happens?
I'm gonna show you.
Okay.
So you get a quick little mix like that right there. And you just kind of work that together, work it over and over and over until you get kind of a cake feel, right?
Oh,
So
like a cake mixture?
like a cake mixture.
Okay.
So then you pan sear that.
You pan sear
in a
it?
cast iron skillet, right?
Okay.
Always cast iron. And then you pop it in the
Oh, look
oven.
at this.
And then you come up with the boudin ball cake right there.
Oh, look at the.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
And so the way I
that.
like to eat it, we got a couple little eggs right here, almost like a Benedict. You kind of, and then I'm a fan of the sunny side up because then you go right up in there and that's your sauce right there. You kind of break that up and then you eat that with the fried egg. Put
A little bit of garnish on
yeah.
top, and that is a dish.
That's the holiday brunch Cajun boudin, which we have in my house.
Yeah,
in
of course you
Colorado.
do. Well, Chef, we don't have time for the next dish,
Okay.
but we're going to try to check it out a little bit
course.
later on in the show. But here's the deal, everybody. The magic of Christmas, the views, and all of that good stuff you can find at Garden View Restaurant at Garden of the Gods Resort. It's just a quick drive away. And of course, the restaurant is at the Garden of the Gods Resort inside at Colorado Springs. Lunch, dinner, brunch with those breathtaking views. You just can't beat it. If you want more info, you want to make your reservations, go to gardenofthegodsresort.com. Go say hi to the chef and the team.
Well, welcome back, everybody. So we just met the talented chef from Grandview Restaurant at Garden of the Gods Resort, but now we have another talented friend here with us. It's Jesse, Food and Beverage Operations Manager. Hi, Jesse. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us. We're excited to be here.
Yes. Okay. So I lived in the Springs for a little bit. Loved you guys. It was so beautiful to be able to come and experience so many amazing dishes and drinks when we still get to have a beautiful view of Garden of the Gods. But I want to first of all touch on an incredible dish that we didn't get to talk about with Chef earlier. Can you tell us what this dish is?
Yeah, so Chef loves to, make some nice holiday style appetizers. A lot of people have puff pastry in their house.
Totally.
Some beautiful brie. So all he's done there is just really, wrap that fresh brie in puff pastry, a little bit of your leftover cranberry sauce that has been reduced a little more and make it a little thicker.
Yeah.
And then we always love a little bit of sweet and spice.
Yeah.
So there's some little pickled Fresno peppers there on top.
Whoa.
Just to add just a touch of a kick if that's something you like.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Great party favor for you.
Great party favor. I love that. That is amazing. Now, I want to talk about some mocktails that we can pair with something like this, or that we can just prepare for our guests when it comes to Christmas. We're getting ready for tomorrow. So let's talk about what you brought for us today.
Absolutely. So we've brought a little bit of everything just to show sort of the array of range that we offer at Grandview. We have a full dry bar implemented with our beverage program. So we've got 4 different kinds of non-alcoholic wines, 4 different kinds of NA beers, 6 different, we refer to them as libations in the restaurant, but are NA cocktails, just so that everybody who is either not drinking for their own personal reasons or just because they have work the next day, they have all the options they could ever want and ever hope for.
Amazing. Okay, yeah, I really, really like this. This is something that I really got into, too, when I was pregnant. So I've been really indulging in mocktails ever since I had my little one. All right, so you have a great happy hour as well.
Yep.
I want to get into one of these drinks. So what are we making today?
Perfect. So the first thing we're going to be making is actually what we call our Yuletide Punch that we're doing in the restaurant right now. So we've got a little bit of this 3-spirit botanical elixir.
Okay.
So this is just a reduction of all natural ingredients. It actually has a bit of lion's mane mushroom, so there's some adaptogens in there for you.
Beautiful.
Got some vitamin B.
Nice.
A lot of stuff that we really like, but the most important part is that it has complex flavor.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
A lot of times when we taste our traditional mocktails, they're just either a little bit too sweet or just not rich enough to really experience.
Yeah, I agree with that. I found that a lot while I was pregnant. I would order a mocktail and it felt like I was ordering like a $12 juice. I was like, that's not fair. I want something that I can experience.
No, exactly. You get what you pay for when you come to Garden of the Gods.
Amazing. I love that.
We've got a little bit of this pomegranate syrup that
Okay.
we use as well. The item I just put in there is actually Spiritless 74, which is Kentucky bourbon that is then de-alcoholized.
Nice.
So you still get that nice oak flavor, those spice flavors that you would get in a bourbon, and it just adds a little bit more depth to your drink.
Beautiful.
And lastly, we have some fresh cranberry juice.
Love that. Oh my gosh. feel like this drink is also good for you, not just tasty.
We try and do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
If you're going to drink something, it's got to have purpose.
I agree. Oh my
Just going to
gosh.
give that a quick stir. Simple as that. You can make this in big batches too if you're making a punch for the holidays.
Great idea.
Just keep the same ratios.
Definitely.
Make it a little bigger, but we're going to go ahead and pour that in there.
Oh, that's beautiful too. Look at that coloring. Oh, I
Yes,
love that
we always
so
love
much.
to do a nice deep red for the holidays, especially around Christmas.
Yeah.
Just makes it a little bit more enjoyable.
So amazing.
And
Oh
then
my
one of
gosh.
the more important things we like to do with our mocktails is just our garnish. So we're going to put a cinnamon stick in there.
Okay.
And a few fresh cranberries because we typically have those lying around this time of year.
Yes.
Correct?
Wow, that looks so beautiful, Jesse. Oh my goodness. Look at
And
that.
it just adds a little bit of extra sensory to the drink.
Can I try it?
Yeah,
Do you mind?
please.
Okay.
Please. I know you're working, but there's no alcohol in it.
Yes.
so.
Whoa, that is so good. And you're right, you can taste that smokiness even from, you said it was a bourbon, right?
Yeah, the
It's
de-alcoholized
the
bourbon.
de-alcoholized bourbon. This is beautiful. Well, before I let you go, Jesse, I want to talk about the atmosphere because that's always such an incredible thing. Tell me about the atmosphere when we come to you guys.
So the atmosphere is really special at Garden of the Gods, and I've been there 4 years right now.
Yeah.
And one of the best things about it is every day the view looks completely different and the same at the same time. And so we really want to take that experience of looking out, and we want to match the excellence, right?
Definitely.
Everything you get from that view, you want to get from our food, you want to get from our drinks.
Yes.
And just like when you're in nature, you want to feel included. And so that's a big reason for this dry bar menu.
Yes, incredible. Well, Jesse, thank you so much for taking the time to come out here. Happy holidays.
Happy
we really
holidays.
appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Of course. And guys, whether you want to enjoy happy hour, enjoy a mocktail, the place to go with a view is Grand View Restaurant at the Garden of the Gods Resort. So just a short drive to Colorado Springs, and to book a reservation, you can learn more. Check out gardenofthegodsresort.com.